Hi, a very good morning to all of you. Today we are going to see task 2 session, which was reported very recently on 25th of February 2022 for the computer-based test. Some believe that nuclear weapons benefit the world at large. To what extent do you agree or disagree? This is the question that we are going to discuss here. So it has been a controversial issue since its invention, whether nuclear weapons benefit the human race. So the first part of the introduction is just the rephrase of this thing here. We have rephrased this particular sentence. And we have added something. It has been a controversial issue. So the topic is presented well. There is a matter of discussion. We need to have a discussion on this topic, whether nuclear weapons benefit human race. It's a debatable question, actually. It's something, a topic which has a relevance for debate. Now, what is my opinion here? My opinion is that it can lessen the chance of a major war. So it is beneficial. Yes, of course, it is beneficial. And thereby benefit a larger population, that a world at large, it's beneficial, it's advantageous for a lot of people there. However, the darker side should be seen with utmost vigilance, that we do have some negative things too. So if you see that this nuclear weapons, the invention of nuclear weapons, and having the nuclear weapons has some benefits to the countries which are nuclear powers, and it not only benefits to a small proportion, it's beneficial for a larger population. So that's what we are going to explain in the coming paragraphs. But you have to see the darker side with utmost vigilance. Now, turning to the first particular paragraph, positive aspect, turning to the positive aspect of having a nuclear weapon for a country. The best is that it increases its confidence, that when you are going ahead with the positive aspect, it increases the confidence of a country which has nuclear weapon. When though nuclear weapons are catastrophic and become a curse for a larger population, it can become a curse for a larger population. It can be catastrophic, but no major attack would happen against a country which has these in their defects. That the possibility, they are catastrophic. Nuclear weapons are catastrophic. They can become a curse for the larger population, but having this thing in a defense sector of a country would evade a major attack, because they fear that this country would use nuclear weapon. For example, therefore it can ensure peace not only for its own citizens, but also to the citizens of its neighboring countries. That you are not only saving your country people's lives, you are saving the enemy countries people's lives too at the same time when you have the nuclear weapon. So if you have the nuclear weapon, that country won't be coming and attacking you, and you won't be attacking that country because of the consequences it may have. So what happens is that when these things won't happen, you can say the relationship between countries are cordial. They be maintaining peace. They will be maintaining diplomatic relationship. So you can see examples here. Some countries which had waged war in between in the previous century, in the 20th century, many countries fought in between. And these countries, when they become nuclear, when they became nuclear powers, they started sitting in front of the table or sitting around the table and talking diplomacy, the way to tackle problems, the way to solve the issues between them. Just because this happened, just because they have become nuclear powers. The real irony is that having nuclear weapons ensures safety for millions of lives rather than destructive method to wipe out the entire life of an area. The real intention why it was invented. The thing is that instead of distracting, or instead of wiping out a larger number of population of a specific area, nuclear weapon now acts as something which maintains peace, which maintains safety for a large number of people across the world. This is what the irony is. So why the nuclear weapons are founded to distract, but how it is acting right now, it acts as something beneficial to the whole society. However, the darker side is worse than it is thought to be. You can say the darker side, the negative side. You can see the first ever nuclear attack was in Japan, and the world saw how severe its effects was. Now, we have already seen one example of a nuclear attack, and it was on Hiroshima and Nagasaki. They are still bearing its after effects. Since then, many countries have become nuclear powers, and the striking power of a nuclear weapon now is far better than what was used in Japan in 1945. You know that the effect of Fat Boy, the name of the atom bomb which was dropped in Japan in 1945 was severe. You know, it is more than 10 times or 15 times or 20 times greater. The power, the striking power is more, far more than which we have seen in Japan in 1945. Right now, after around 60 to 70 years after the incident, right now we do have many countries who have nuclear powers. Not only the United States of America, many countries have got nuclear power. And if it goes to wrong hands, if it goes to some people who will be using it irrationally, then the effect will be too severe, and you'll be having very dire consequences. The world is expected to face a very dire consequences which would last more than what has ever experienced. The world has not experienced such a consequence before. Such would be the consequence when we if it is used another time by any wrong hands. So the matter is that the possibility is very less, but if it is used, the consequence will be very severe. Now, let's go with the conclusion. Though there is a great risk of using nuclear weapons irrationally, we do have a great risk because You have more powerful nuclear weapons these days. It can distract a lot of people, creatures, the living things, and has a long lasting effects too. So if it is used irrationally, the use of nuclear weapons irrationally is a great risk right now. In general, I feel that it acts as a tool to evade any major war at present and in future, which is definitely advantageous to the whole world. So how is it beneficial? At present, there is no problem, because that this would act as a tool to evade many major attacks. And in future too, this will happen, and this way it is advantageous to the whole world. So I have given you both sides of the argument. So the first side was given more importance, that is, it it can be beneficial to a larger number of people at present and in future. And the other side is the risk. So we have presented both the matters. If you see the word count here, you can see it's around 300. So let us see the matter once again. So you can look at the question, paragraph number 1, 2, 3, and conclusion. Thank you.